tried to get off first time, and then he went back down the runway, tried it again, second time, and pulled up very sharp. Halfway down the runway, realised there was something seriously wrong. So he took us back to the terminal, and everybody got out. Some had coffee, tea, whatever, just sit down, relax. We all thought there was something wrong. After twice getting off, because everybody was a little apprehensive, even Big Frank Swift, the former Manchester City and England goalkeeper, he said, I'm going into the back, it's sitting in the back, it's much safer there. You know, he was half joking, half serious. And David Pegg, who'd been playing cards with us, with Albert Scanlon and myself, he decided to leave the centre of the aircraft and went to the back. And then he started to go. I just sensed there was something wrong. I strapped my seatbelt very, very tight, got my head below the rim of the seat. It was quite a high seat, quite a lot of room in it. And off it went. I felt, looking through the window, and the snow lying a lot, looking through the window on my left. On my right there was Johnny Berry, Roger Byrne, Billy Whelan, on another table opposite. And Billy Whelan said, as going away, he said, well, if anything happens, I'm ready. He was a staunch Catholic. I realised what he meant afterwards, you know, and it just went, and then there was one tremendous bump as we're going down the runway, and then another one. Then I thought, well, if there's another one, we're going to go, because it was sickening, you know. And of course we had it. It was blast. Seemingly the plane was cut in half, and it went right across Johnny Berry and Roger Byrne and Billy Whelan, and that's where it was sliced in half there. Right underneath my feet, on a diagonal. Albert Scanlon was thrown out. He was sitting opposite. He was thrown out. And I just sat there. I don't know how long I was out. It must have been a few seconds, a minute or what, I don't know. But it wasn't long. And I came to, and I looked through the window first, usually, naturally. And then I tried to get my seatbelt off. And then Captain Payne knocked on the window and said, get out, because the engine is smoking. So I couldn't get out because I couldn't get the seatbelt off. So I started to panic a little bit. And then realised I had no shoes on. And eventually got the belt off. And then ran. There was just a big hole in the aircraft, which I went through. And ran about 30 yards. And as I turned around, I could see the whole picture, you know. With one end, aircraft was still stuck when it was sliced off in flame. And the other one, about 100 yards away, spinning, it spun away. So I turned around and came back to the aircraft. Saw Harry Gregg coming from the other side of the aircraft with a baby in his arms. I didn't realise there was a baby on board. Where Duncan was sitting, I don't really know. I didn't know whether he was sitting at the back or was sitting in the front. But obviously he must have been at the back. When I saw, walking around, I saw some players who were in pain or in trouble. And saw Matt Busby, and we helped him. Bobby Charlton came. Bobby took his overcoat off, put it underneath Matt, because he was lying in water in snow that had melted. And we put the thing under Matt, and Matt was sort of leaning on his arm, on one arm. So when we moved him and put him level, which is the worst thing we could have done, we just groaned, you know. But fortunately the stretcher bearers came very quickly and threw the stretchers down, put him on the stretcher, and whipped us off.